Hello, my crafty friends. And this is Nancy Bastine, and what we are going to make today is some molding putty. Some of our very own molding putty, which is really inexpensive to make, and it works really good. And I'm going to show you how I did this. I did these yesterday. These were my first ones I made, and I got better. They got smoother and better as it went along. That's got clay in it, which is not ready to come out yet. I may have to put this in the freezer because they don't bend. They're silicone, but they don't uh, bend as easily as the bought-in silicone ones do. And this clay is not ready to come out yet. So what I'm going to do is show you how this one, I made this mold and I put this clay in there. Let's show you. Come on, focus camera. There you go. You see the detail? Maybe if yeah, it's right side up. That's Fimo clay. Well, not Fimo, it's Sculpey. Sculpey clay. See the details in that? And that was from, was it from this one? I don't know which one it was from. It wasn't that one. And it wasn't that one. Well, I don't know which one it was from. It has to be this one. I'm pretty sure it's this charm. And I made that mold. I've never done this before. I've never molded anything before. I've never had anything that any jewelry or anything like that I have found that I could mold. So I ordered these charms off of the internet, and I didn't know that these fairy charms were going to come this big. I didn't realize. So I want to make some clay molds of it. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So I'm going to set these out of the way because this is quite a process here that we have to go through. And I'm going to have to put these in the freezer and then come back and show you how I unmold them. I don't have a freezer down here, but we've got a problem, and my basement is getting yellow jackets, bees in it, and we don't know where they're coming from, and every day we have another swarm of bees in here, and we don't know where the hive is. Called my landlady and or the management, and she's hopefully going to get Terminex over here, but I don't know where the hive is or how they're getting in here. Oh man, and I would hate to have it be I don't know, do they come back to the same hive every year? Because if they are in here and they are hibernating for the winter, I'm going to have a house full of bees come next spring. Anyway, let's get off of that. This is what we're going to need to make this. I'm going to take this off of autofocus because I see it's going heart beating on what it's trying to focus on. So for a minute, I'm going to take it off autofocus. You're going to need a dish and something to stir it with. And you're going to need pure 100% silicone caulking. Now hopefully The dumb guy, see, I don't know anything about this kind of caulking stuff. And when I went to buy it at Ace Hardware, he loaded the gun for me and everything. And he said, now, there's a seal on the inside of that that needs to be poked. And I said, and how do I do that? And he says, just take a nail and go in there and poke it, which I did. He didn't tell me I needed to poke it through this spout that the caulking comes out of. So I have a hole over here. Probably it's sealed up by now with the caulk. Well, I just pulled it off of there. So anyway, so I have all this wasted caulking that comes out of this hole because that guy told me to put a nail in it. Oh, made me so mad. When I'm going to stick that under there, and hopefully that little paper clip will keep it from coming out. And I don't have a lid to put back on this when I finish, so I wrap it in this plastic wrap. But anyway, okay, so this is what you're going to need. A bowl to mix it in, caulking, some oil of any kind. You can use baby oil, you can use vegetable oil. I didn't know that until I went back and was reading about it. You can use any kind of oil you have. So I bought this big old thing of baby oil. I don't know. I'll put it in my bath water and oil my skin up. So anyway, and then you need cornstarch. Okay? And if you prefer, now I had a problem with it yesterday. I bought these rubber gloves and to mix it with, but when I watched Mark Montano do it, he didn't use a bowl. He just poured his cornstarch on a mat and poured his silicone in there, and anyway, I don't think he used a bowl. Maybe he did. I don't know. But it won't stick to your hands if you have cornstarch on them. And then you're going to need some color if you prefer to color it. If you don't want to color it, it'll just come out clear silicone. Okay? So what we're going to do is, and I don't know how much to put in. I want to make, like I said, I've never molded anything before, so I want to do, I've already done that. No, I want to do that one, and I want to do this big one, and I want to do this bigger one. But I don't know how much stuff I need, so I'm just experimenting here. Okay, you're going to put your caulking in here, your silicone, and you just do as much as you think you need. That's probably enough for one. And I'll put the seal back on it so it won't drip out over. And then you're going to put your oil in, and I don't know how much I put in. You just put some in. The more you put in, the more lubricant it is. So I'm just pouring some in there. It makes it more moist. And then I'm going to put my acrylic paint in there. You can use any kind of paint you want. Put some of that in there. And then you're supposed to mix it all together. But it doesn't mix too good until you get the cornstarch in there. So you just mix it, and this is so inexpensive to make. You can get a lot of molds out of that caulking. Of course, I wanted a not such a big one that used a gun, but he only had little teeny ones. Okay, so then you get that kind of mixed together like so. And I think I got enough oil in this one better than I did this last batch, this first batch I made. And then you're going to do your cornstarch. And you just pour your cornstarch in. And I think it's called corn flour in the UK. And you just mix it, mix it, mix it. So if you don't have enough money to buy the molding kits, which they can get quite expensive, this is an easier and, well, I don't know how easier it is, but a lot cheaper than your molding kits that you buy. But it's all the convenience, whatever you want to do. I didn't find this, I've never used one of those molding kits before either. So, alright, here goes the hands. I'm not going to put the gloves on, I'm just going to use the cornstarch. And I'm just going to mix it up with my hands. Like I said, it won't stick to you as long as you got cornstarch on your hands. And you just mix it and mold it. And it'll start feeling like clay. And you just keep mixing it, mixing that cornstarch in it. And if it gets sticky, you add more cornstarch. Got some under my fingernails. Yay for me. Alright, that's getting a little sticky. It's starting to stick to my hands, so I'm going to stick it back in the cornstarch a little bit. Just mix it like you do dough. You just keep mixing it and mixing it. And throw it all over your craft table. Make a mess. And mix and mix and mix and mix. And mix and mix and mix. And knead and knead and knead it. And knead it and knead it and knead it. And you can put it on your craft table if you want to make a mess. And you just knead it and knead it and roll it around and knead it, and then it sticks to your craft mat. It will come off your hands. I just don't do things well with rubber gloves. Okay, this is getting to be where it's nice and putty feeling. And you don't want it too sticky. Still just a little too sticky, so I'm going to put a little more cornstarch in it. And I've got quite a bit of clay here, or dough, or putty, or whatever. This is going to make quite a bit of. That's why you can't ever judge on how much these things will make. So you just keep doing that. Rolling it in your hand. See, it's not sticky anymore. Not so sticky. Okay, I'm going to just scoop this up a little bit off of my mat here. See if I can get these other little pieces. Put them in there, mix them in. Now I found out that if it's stuck too much to your, after you molded your uh, things, whatever you're going to mold, if you push too hard, it gets real sticky on your craft mat. I'm going to wipe this down. And I use these little, I don't know, tongue depressor sticks. I got a whole box of those from the craft store. I just want to clean this up just a little bit before I start molding. This is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to dry up or get hard on you or anything like that. It's going to stay soft. It takes silicone 7 days to cure, so when you're caulking something, so it's not going to go anywhere. Alright, so I'm going to take part of this and I'm going to roll a ball. Now let's stick it down. See, it sticks. It's still really sticky. It shouldn't be that sticky. I'm just getting more cornstarch in it. Alright, this is starting to feel better. And you can tell when it's real sticky. Kind of roll it in a ball and get it real smooth. And press it out on your craft mat. That's not going to be big enough for that one, so well, maybe, because I don't need it. I don't know. Kelly, help me. I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. But you don't want it too thin and you don't want it too thick either. Okay, I'm going to push that down in. And build up the clay around it, or the molding putty. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be deep enough on this one side. And it's probably stuck to my table, my mat. So I pushed it in there pretty good. And then you just have to let it sit. And these metal ones don't come out until they've really sat. And I made this first batch last night and I just let it sit overnight, and I just came in here today and unmolded them. So these might have to sit overnight. And I might have to come back tomorrow and show you how you get them out. But let me see if I can lift this. Off of my, see, it's stuck. It's stuck. Okay, I'm going to set it up here and let it just dry. And then we'll mold these other two. Do the same, roll it around. If you don't think if it's still sticky, just get more cornstarch on it. Mold that in. And I don't know if you could put cornstarch on your, I'm going to try an experiment here. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my mat here. And see if that'll keep it from sticking. And then I'm going to go around the house and see if I can find some stuff to mold. I just needed to mold that cornstarch in it a little more because it was starting to crumble. Okay, rub-a-dub-dub in your hand. Push it down. And we're going to push that one in. Push it up around it. Okay. Just like that. And it's sticking to my mat. You don't want it to come through the back. And that's what you have when you mold it. When you push it in there. You want to push it in there quite a bit. Oh, that worked really good to put that on the mat. Didn't stick as much. We're going to roll this one. Knead it a little more because I want it to be smooth and not cracky. I'm going to put it out here and push it down. And I think that's a dog hair. It's a little Molly hair or Belle hair. I don't care. And we're going to put this one in. Just like that. Push it down. Push it all the way around the mold or the thing you're molding. And try to smooth it out if you want it to look professional. But you know what? Mine are homemade, so I'm going to try to lift it with this. And there you go. Check the bottom. And I'm going to set that over there to dry. Okay, now I'm not going to make any more because I don't have anything else right now that I want to mold. So I'm going to go around my house and find some things. See if I can find something. I don't know what. And anyhow, so I bought all these charms. Okay, let me wipe this off a little bit. And I'll show you these charms. I don't know what this is. I think it's a bag of, I don't know what. But it's probably a bag of spells. A purse of spells, maybe? I don't know. It's fairy dust. And I got that one. I'll pull you in a little bit closer. So you can see them. And this one, I got quite a few in this bag. That little one, and this crescent moon with a fairy sitting in it. I'll show you. See? My hands are dirty. Let me put you on autofocus. See how sweet that is? There you go. And I got this little dragon. It's got molding putty on it. Here, let's see if I can wash my hand off a little bit. See if it'll come off. Okay. It's a little teeny dragon. See that? Isn't that cute? And a wand. And a tree of life. And another crescent moon. Crescent moon that's going the other direction. Does he have a dragon wrapped around him? Is that a dragon? I don't know what that is. Leaves of some sort. And another little tiny fairy. And a door. These are all charms. And another little tiny fairy. And another moon. I got these off of Amazon. And look at this itty bitty teeny tiny mushroom. The itty bitty mushroom. Itty bitty. And another moon. With stars. And last and, well, no. And another little teeny tiny fairy. I love fairies. I just love them. And then this one. And that's the one that was in the mold. Okay, I'm going to go put these other ones in the freezer and freeze them, and I'll be back and show you when they come out of the mold, when the clay comes out. Okay, they're out of the freezer, so let's see if I can move you guys so you can see them. So here they go. See how they bend? Just like a, and look at that. Look at that. Come on, focus. There we go. Come on, camera, focus. There you go. See how detailed that is? And we'll take a white one out now. This is that white clay that's really soft. And I don't know if it will come out. There we go. Oh my gosh. Look at the detail in that one. Can you see that? And we'll do the other little white one. But see how your molds, they'll bend just like a silicone mold. And we got that one out. Look how tiny that is. Look at the detail in that one. So yeah, I'm kind of loving this making your own molding putty, and it works really good. So, and they're just like, I mean, they're not, mine are not pretty because I didn't take time to make them pretty, but you know, they're silicone and they're going to last for a long time. So when these get a little drier, they're still too wet to pull these metal ones out. But when they get a little bit drier, I will come back and we will get them out of the mold. This one's still sticking. It's still wet, really wet on that side. So I'm probably going to have to leave them overnight because I can still play with this molding putty. Alrighty, I will be back tomorrow and we will demold this. Perhaps it will be dry enough. We might have to make another mold because I might have made it too thin back here. I don't know. We might have to make some more molding putty for that big one. We will see. I quit playing with it. Quit messing with it. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow and show you the unmolding of the other ones. Okay? Now, you don't need to throw this away. You can use it again. Just put more silicone in there. And if you want to do pink, you can just put more silicone and more oil and use this. Don't throw it away. Alright? Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video on unmolding these. Okay? Bye-bye.